Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has broken his silence on claims made in a new book that Queen Elizabeth II referred to him as an idiot just days before her death. The allegations, which come from Tim Shipman's upcoming book out, suggest that the Queen, following Johnson's resignation as Prime Minister, made the harsh comment during a family gathering at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Johnson, however, has dismissed these claims as highly unlikely and has publicly responded, both denying the allegations and questioning their accuracy. In an appearance on GB News, Boris Johnson addressed the book's claims directly. When asked about the alleged comment, he immediately rejected it, saying, "I think it's highly unlikely that she said that." The former Prime Minister also took the opportunity to clarify that no Prime Minister, including himself, plays a role in organizing the funeral of the monarch. Instead, he explained that the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, DCMS, handles the arrangements. He suggested that the allegation could have been fabricated, calling it malicious tittle-tattle. Johnson's comments reveal his frustration with the spread of such stories, particularly given his own efforts to portray the Queen in a respectful light. As he mentioned, his own book, Unleashed, only referenced the Queen in a decorous way, with a focus on the nature of their meetings and the relationship they had built over the years. He was keen to emphasize the dignity and respect with which he tried to depict their interactions, distancing himself from any negative or inflammatory narratives. The alleged idiot remark. The book out by Tim Shipman claims that the Queen made the remark about Johnson's competency, allegedly saying, "At least I won't have that idiot organizing my funeral now," after she had accepted Johnson's resignation. This is said to have occurred after the Queen's final act of duty, which was the appointment of Liz Truss as the 15th Prime Minister of her reign. The story paints a picture of the Queen, in her later years, taking some light-hearted digs at Johnson's larger-than-life persona. The author further suggests that the Queen quipped that Boris was perhaps better suited to the stage than politics, with mischief in her eye. This claim has understandably sparked much interest and speculation, particularly since the Queen was known for her poise and discretion, rarely letting her personal opinions slip into the public sphere. However, those close to the Queen, including Johnson, have questioned the validity of the story. In his GB News interview, Johnson seemed particularly skeptical, pointing out the questionable source of the information. He revealed that Shipman had cited a courtier to a Tory cabinet minister as the person who relayed the story. Johnson seemed unconvinced, calling the source's credibility into question and suggesting that it was removed from any direct connection to the Queen herself. The final days of Queen Elizabeth II. While the claims about Boris Johnson's interactions with the Queen may have taken center stage in recent headlines, Out also sheds light on the final days of Queen Elizabeth II's life. Shipman notes that in her last days, the Queen was surrounded by her family and treasured staff, describing her final days as happy ones. The Queen passed away on September 8, 2022, at Balmoral, the Scottish estate where she had spent her summer. On September 6, just 2 days before her death, the Queen had welcomed Liz Truss, the incoming Prime Minister, to Balmoral for their traditional meeting. Because of her health, the Queen could not travel to London to conduct the formal duty, but the meeting at Balmoral went ahead. Truss has shared details of this meeting, recalling that although the Queen appeared frail, she was mentally alert and absolutely on top of the proceedings. Truss, who was deeply impressed by the Queen's clarity of mind, recalled that the Queen reassured her they would meet again soon, showing that even in her final days, the monarch was keen to fulfill her duties and ensure the smooth transition of power. This final meeting with Truss was one of the Queen's last official engagements, and her positive demeanor during the meeting was in stark contrast to the tragic news that would soon follow. For many, it serves as a poignant reminder of the Queen's dedication to her role as monarch until the very end. As Truss has remarked, it was important to the Queen to reassure her that they would be meeting again soon, reinforcing the sense of continuity that she embodied throughout her long reign. The source of the claims. Is it reliable? As for the disputed claims in Out, many are left wondering about the accuracy of the anecdotes shared in the book. While Tim Shipman is a respected political journalist, the nature of the sources he cites, court sources or political insiders, raises questions about how much weight should be given to such stories. Johnson himself has expressed doubt about the origins of the allegations, which have yet to be substantiated by anyone with direct knowledge of the Queen's private conversations. In the world of political memoirs and biographies, it is common to encounter such allegations, but without direct confirmation from those involved, it's difficult to know how much truth they hold. As the book out prepares for its release, it's clear that it will continue to stir debate and speculation about the Queen's final days, as well as the nature of her relationships with the political leaders who served under her. Whether or not the claims about Boris Johnson are true, they serve as a window into the sometimes complicated and humorous interactions between a prime minister and a monarch who had seen it all. As Johnson himself continues to defend his relationship with the Queen, his response reflects his own efforts to honor her legacy and downplay any negative portrayals that may have emerged in the media. The publication of Out on November 21st is sure to bring more revelations, and it will be fascinating to see whether other figures close to the Queen's final years, such as Liz Truss or others in the royal family, will weigh in on these claims. For now, Boris Johnson remains firm in his dismissal of the idiot remark, calling the entire story into question while emphasizing the respectful relationship he had with the late Queen Elizabeth II.